Hello to everyone on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and my dearest Limitless tribe. Welcome to the Limitless Show once again on this wonderful Wednesday evening. So, healing chronic diseases and reverse aging has been a topic of interest to many of us, but some of us have found our ways and some are still struggling. So today I have someone who has himself self-educated himself, rather I should say, after 14 years of his struggle with loads of illnesses, so that so much so that he almost had committed suicide at the end of it all. And there the ray of light came into his life, where he found the answer to his questions, and he started reversing his diseases one by one, and within a year he was completely healthy, and he was able to sustain himself the same way. And then he dug deep into that. He started healing his friends and family. He started doing deeper work on it. And that's how he started the integrative medicine, the natural medicine network in Goa. Now he's doing amazing and phenomenal work on saving the earth. And he's created so many different communities, and having tremendous number of workshops all over India. So there's so much he's doing. He's a TEDx speaker. His TED talk has 2.6 million views in the last 3.5 years. He has spoken in the second World Parliament of Spirituality. So there is a lot that this person is doing, and there is so much to get inspired about. So without any further ado, let me bring on Darryl D'Souza with a warm round of applause. Thank you so much, Darryl, for joining me over here. It's absolute honor to have you here.
Thank you, Anshu, for that wonderful introduction, and a very good evening to all your audience. And I hope everybody's had dinner and relaxing now for a good understanding of what I want to share. Some very intriguing aspects, and of course, most importantly, I'll just start with my own journey from sickness to health, because as Anshu mentioned, that I was at a point where I was going to commit suicide. So people will wonder, what happened so drastic. So can I start with that, Anshu?
Absolutely. In fact, if you wouldn't have said that, I would have asked you to share your story, because people would love to know that, what happened so drastic in your life, from where you have come.
Yes, so I'll do it briefly, because I want to share some more important things that I think will be practical takeaways for people. And I know everybody's concerned about what's happening in the world right now, and I would like to share, some aspects of the solution, because it is only through people's participation. When I explain things, you will understand that it's only people's participation that can get out of this global mess. Okay, and we can have a better life. So my sickness journey started in 1990 with very severe pneumonia, coughing blood, could not breathe, and the doctor came to my house at 10 o'clock at night, and he told my mother, "This boy, he's not going to survive till the morning," because there was no space in my lungs for air. So I think everybody will get the picture. Picture. It's almost like a COVID situation. Okay, so that's what happened in 1990 when I was 20 years old. I was in the middle of engineering. So he went back to the hospital and he got some big injections, steroids. He pumped me with those steroids, and that's how I survived. So after that, of course, pneumonia, I think it was about 20 days of some, tablets, antibiotics, and all that. And I survived. I became okay. But point to note is that my immunity had broken down for the first time in my life. So after that, a couple of years, I was here in Goa during the rainy season, and I drank water from the mountain, from a spring. And that time, the mountain water also comes into the spring. It's not just from the underground. So that mountain still had wild boars and foxes and snakes, pythons, and whatever rats. So the kind of
Oh,
water that got mixed and it came, so it was infected water. I drank that for a couple of days. I got diarrhea, and after 4 5 days, it was blood in my stools. So then I had to go to the allopathic doctor, and it was diagnosed as amoebiasis. So
okay.
amoebas, were there in the water, and so I took antibiotics again. I did not know this thing that taking antibiotics regularly will kill your good gut bacteria and bring down your immunity in the long run. So again, I took that for a week, but after that, I was a project engineer working on site and traveling many places in India, remote site, locations. And I would be eating out, drinking tap water sometimes, eating very spicy food at the dhabas, mainly North India. I used to travel, and so I kept on getting reinfected and kept on, needing antibiotics every 15 days. I would get diarrhea or something, and that's how my illnesses started. Then after a few years it became, I started getting anal fissures, then first degree piles, after a couple of years second degree piles, after a couple of years third degree piles. So by the time I was 34, I had to have an operation to take out all the four sections of my piles. That's what happens to people at the age of 60, 65, those who have very severe digestive disorders. So it reflects upon the amount of toxicity and inflammation that is there in your intestines and your colon. Um, and besides that, I also had severe skin allergies all over my body. I had to take, allopathic suppressant drugs so that I would not scratch my skin off. And over these 14 years, of course, first I started with allopathy and antibiotics. When they were not working, I tried Ayurveda for 2.5, 3 years. When that didn't work, I tried homeopathy for another 2 years. That didn't work. Then I was into a lot of prayers. I used to visit a lot of healers, take energy healing, crystal healing, pranic healing, Reiki. In the year 2000, I was initiated in Reiki myself. So I used to do, 45 minutes or 1 hour 15 minutes, all the 32 hand positions on my body before going to work, and then even after coming back from work. But my digestive disorders and my skin allergies were not getting lesser; they were getting worse, and I had to take the allergy suppressant tablet. I remember it was Atarax, twice a day, and used to make me so sleepy that I couldn't work. I was head of department, managing projects in India and overseas with technicians and teams, and literally I used to be dozing on my desk. So, point came when I could not work. I had to leave office and sit at home, and my allergies and irritations were so bad that I could not wear clothes. So basically, I used to sit on with in Bermuda shorts. I couldn't sit on a chair because my legs would be itching under the skin. Anything hard that would touch me, I would get irritation. So I used to sit on my bed only in Bermuda shorts. Even eating food, I would get tremendous itching, and I would be scratching my gums and hitting my mouth because of the inflammation and itchiness. So that was the state of my life. Okay, I was terrible. So I said, "What am I? What is the state of my life?" And I'm sitting at home. I can't wear clothes. I can't eat food, and I had been through 14 years of that suffering. Getting worse. So that is what came in my mind. That I very practically I said, "This is not life. All the medicine systems are not working." I prayed to God for the last 3 4 years. Every day I've been going to all the healers. Nobody's able to heal me. Maybe I got something so complicated. I don't want to see any more of this. Enough, I said.
Yes.
And that's when I decided. I said I should end my life. I was trying to figure out what is a good way to do that. You know, and that's when I met a person. My neighbor told me, if you're in such pain and suffering, why don't you go and see this senior man? He's a retired person. He's a retired textile engineer, and he has helped some people, cure themselves of very difficult illnesses. So why don't you go and meet him? And I was in Mumbai that time, living in Bandra West. So I went and met him, and he was following a system called Health in Your Hands by Dr. Devendra Vora. It's a mix of acupressure, naturopathy, a little bit of herbal healing, urine therapy, and all of that. So I started seeing him and then learning these things from him. And then within the fourth day itself, after doing whatever he told me, the acupressure and the herbal, teas, and detoxes to detoxify my blood. Right on the fourth day itself, my irritation became lesser. My skin irritation. I was shocked. First of all, I was doubting. Did I take the medication or did I not take the medication? Maybe I took it and I didn't realize I took it. So that was the thing. And then on the seventh day, it was not so itchy, so I didn't take the morning and evening medication. Then I said 100% confirm. My illness is reversing. And so like that, the allergies were the first thing to get go down, uh, because that's how the medication started. Once a month, once in 15 days, once a week, then once in 3 days, every day, twice a day. Like that, it started reversing, and within 6 months, the allergies went away completely. And I was so shocked and amazed, that I could put on clothes once again, and I went back to work. And then I still had some digestive issues to work on, but I said, this is most amazing thing. Can you teach me the system? So he said, of course. There was volume one of the book for regular illnesses, volume two for serious illnesses like cancer, leukemia, muscular dystrophy, brain tumors. So I spent about 6 months going through, both those books with him, 3 hour classes and Q&A and discussions and whatnot. And then after 6 months, when I was ready, he said I said, because I wanted to treat other people, you see, I want to help people. So then he said, your first five patients, you bring over to my place and I will see how you're treating them. So because it was diagnosis as well as healing. And so I guess I did well. And then after five patients, he said, yes, now you're good enough. You keep these books and, go and do that good work. So that's how I started doing things myself when I started treating people. Um, for the first 2 years, they were having improvements, but if they stopped the detoxes and the acupressure, some of the symptoms would come back. Like if somebody had, 200 BP, and then it would get normalized within a month or 2 or 3 months of the treatment, and it would be, 100, 110. Then when they would stop the acupressure and the detox and all, then it would not go back to 200, but it would go to 150 or 140. And they would come back to see me after 6 months, and they said, hey, we are not cured completely. Do we have to do this for the rest of our life? And I said, no, no, please understand, healing means you should get cured forever. That's healing. If you're supposed to do something every day and all, that means you're not healed. You're maintaining, it's a maintenance system. Then I came upon the deepest fact that, because I said everything else I have checked, the only one thing that I was not stringent about was what food they were eating. And that's when I realized that the food is the route through which illness also comes. And that's when I went deep into nutrition. And over 2 years, I understood that completely. And when I brought in nutrition, then they were having permanent healing and they wouldn't come back again. You know, they're living medicine free lives. So I did a lot of work on nutrition at that time. And so over 5 years, up till from 2005 to 2010, I perfected the system, which was what I call the basics of integrative natural medicine that I was using. I was using acupressure, herbs for healing, moderate exercise, then diet and nutrition, and two therapies that I put together. One is called the five elements therapy and the natural health therapy. They're both chapters in my book, Become Healthy or Extinct. So after 5 years of intense practice with people and friends and all that, in 2011 I wrote my book, Become Healthy or Extinct. It's on the website with the same name. Um, of course, my main website is darryldesouza.com. On that page, people can find my health website and a spiritual website, organic farming, and other things that I do. So that's how I got into natural medicine. And after I launched the book in November of 2011, then from Jan of 2012, I started doing workshops, 1 or 2 day workshops in different metro cities in India. uh, and it was called curing chronic illnesses with integrative, with without medicines but with natural therapy. So, yes, it's been a long, amazing journey. And as I got deeper into food, because food was an important aspect, then I got into organic food, and then to set a good example. And people used to ask me, where do you get the organic food? And even in a place like Goa, even our villagers were using urea. You see, so then I said, I became an organic farmer in 2015, and I was running Goa's first organic market, the Earth Keepers Market, in 2015, and to bring up that, help others, and make the theme bigger so that this education spreads in society. So on that market, not only food, but everything to do with health, that is good body products, herbal shampoos, herbal, detergents, and natural products for the home, and bringing people more towards a organic, greener life. And that's when this Earth Keepers movement. I started taking it more, making people know more about it. What is the meaning? Why should we do this? How is it going to help our health, our society, and the planet, and the entire ecosystem?
Right.
So this has been my journey across these years, and I was the secretary of the World United Doctors and Healers Association for 5 years, from 2013 to 2017. And when I used to visit different cities for my workshops, there at the same seminar on integrative natural medicine, and inspire other healers and therapists to also meet and formulate an integrative system. And then
Right.
I started these healers and therapists groups on Facebook. So there are 10 of them in different cities. So promoting it online, promoting it on the ground, and taking the movement forward. That's what I got involved with. And in 2019, I started a new event under the Earth Keepers Connect platform and network that I made, and that is called the New Earth Summit, India's first integrative summit on solutions to our problems in health, food, farming, and environment. Now,
Amazing.
health meant mind, body, spirit healing. Because as the convener in my opening statement, it's there on our website in the YouTube video. I said that healing is not complete only if you are sitting in your home and doing your meditation and having good relationships and trying to eat healthy food and all of that. The health of the human body every day, it also depends on the air that you're breathing, on the kind of sunlight that you're getting, in and also the environment that you're living in. What is the air quality? What are the toxins in the air and all of that? So we can only have a permanent healing and a healthy society once you heal all the five elements of the planet. That means they are
Yes.
all there around your home as well.
Yes.
So that's when I brought in very strongly this entire movement, that it has to have, the healing of the entire earth and the ecosystem has to happen at the same time. So that's how the New Earth Summit came, where we said, we are making a new Earth by detoxifying, cleaning up all the things that have been, damaged, that have
Yes.
been toxified, the elements, the pollution, all of the uh, polluting gases and all of that, the effluents
Yeah.
in the,
The water
the
is contaminated, the air is
yeah,
contaminated, soil has
right.
been, yeah.
So, in that movement, Earth Keepers Connect, for the first year, it was a physical summit, 3 days in Goa. So, the first day were 10 different speakers who presented on wellness of mind, body, spirit. The next day was food and farming. The third day was environment and sustainability. And these were all experts who had already done the projects at a small scale, and we wanted to take it out more to the market and people, because people have to choose and implement these systems, for things to transform for themselves and for their villages, cities, and their states and their country. Then the next year, because this lockdown and COVID came, then we did it online. And in fact, it turned out to be better because we had took them as webinars for the
Right.
entire month of November. You see, so 30 days, every day, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And 6 to 7
Amazing.
was between four experts, and then 7 to 8 was with the audience, and we did it on Zoom. So we had tremendous, knowledge coming in, and after the presentations were done, and panelists gave their different views, then the audience came and asked all the questions. So all these recordings are there on our website, thenewearthsummit.com, and we've kept them for people to learn all of these sciences. And through all of this, so first 10 days were again, wellness, mind, body, spirit. Next 10 days, food and farming. Next 10 days, environment, sustainability, circular green economy. So we did that in 2020 and 2021, and that's how. So over 200, amazing people from across India and some from across other countries too have presented all their solutions in this. And so that's what we call it. We are in the process of making a new earth. And we have a video that's gone out since the last 2 months. It's a 3-hour video. And if anybody can just search on YouTube, Making New Earth, I'm sure they will find it. It's this 3-hour movies.
The name of the channel is The Earth Summit,
The
and
channel is the New Earth Summit.
the New Earth Summit, and the name of the video is Making New Earth.
Correct. Correct.
And it's a 3 hour long video, but highly, highly informative.
Yes.
So, it's a request to
Everybody
all
will.
the viewers. Yes. If you
Yeah.
really
Everybody
want to
will.
change your life,
Yeah, so this video is, of course, each of the topics of the New Earth Summit are very focused. So, like one of them, I had the top five people in diabetes in India presenting on
right,
one of the summits. So, each of them, the videos themselves of the New Earth Summit are specific illnesses, problems, and solutions. But this
right.
Making
Because
New
we have
Earth
a
is
lot of questions also coming in and about different illnesses and everything.
right.
So, I mean, to the people who are here, thank you, audience, for being here. We have a lot of people who have turned up, and I think a lot of questions are also on the way. So, please
Okay.
watch this video as well. And of course, I mean, Daryl will be answering all your questions that you're asking in a certain limited way, because on the talk show, it's not possible to be very, very, kind of descriptive, but he will definitely guide you on where you can find the solution and how you can go about it. So, Daryl, would you like to quickly take up this question? Is it possible to address baritis per joint pains, etc.? If you can just show them the way, what they can go in for.
Okay, so I will, yeah, so joint pains, they are related to acidity. And I was doing these different workshops, for example, uric acid, arthritis, gout, back problems, scoliosis, joint pains in your hands, and all of that. They all come from acidity. So in that workshop, it was a common workshop to, take care of all of these things. So important point for this is that you need to reduce the amount of acidic foods that are there in your diet. You need to have more alkaline foods, and then acidity comes, or your body develops acidity because of certain things like a weak liver function, weak gallbladder function. So you need to use acupressure to heal your liver, your gallbladder. If you read my book Become Healthier Extinct, there's a chapter on cleanse therapy. So how to use herbs, because see, we have been eating so much of junk food and rubbish all our lives that our liver is clogged, our kidneys are clogged, and when they can't do their work properly, okay, liver works a lot with the blood composition and how it takes bloods and breaks it down and into different parts so that it can be absorbed in the human body. And then whatever residual toxicity is there in the blood, the kidney has to take it out, and some of it the lungs take out some of the gases. So you have to clean up your liver, you have to clean up your kidneys so that they can detoxify the blood and bring your acidity levels down. So follow that chapter and do the kidney cleanse, do the liver cleanse, and do the acupressure to heal your kidney, liver, even to the stomach. Okay, the stomach points, and all of this science is taught in my book. There's a chapter on acupressure there. The book is about 288 pages, but it's covering a lot of things. And I tell people, don't jump in between. It's an entire system. It's an integrative natural medicine system. And people who have followed this book properly, they have got rid of so many of the illnesses and living medicine free lives since 2012. Yeah, so it's not a book where in the index you put the name like diabetes and it tells you, okay, this page you go and do this. It's a system that will teach you why diabetes and so many things happen, and then at the same time how to reverse all of these things. Okay,
Yes.
so read it in that way, and you will come across this part. So about joint pains, yeah, a lot of it is. Now let me also add, you will see in the book that stress, too much of chronic stress also, it creates more pitta in the body, and that makes the blood more acidic, so your joint pains are going to get worse. Okay, so meditation, mending your bad relationships is also key to bring down acidity. Then before you transform and understand completely how to have alkaline foods in your diet, you can start with having alkaline water also. uh, so yes, there are various aspects to this, but at least the main points I've told you. Now, in my book on page 149, there's the diet. You know what kind of diet we should be having. At the bottom, there are 5 6 points of these are the foods you should not have at all. Okay, and the scientific explanation is given before that in the book. So for acidity, one of the main things is stop milk and all milk products, even paneer, softie, smoothie, cream. Cheese is the worst because it takes so many liters of milk to make 1 kg of cheese. So why is it acidic? And it's not only commercial milk that has got antibiotics and all, but even the you have to understand that even uh, grass fed, organic grass fed holy cow of India, even that milk has got certain negative properties, and it contributes to acidity, to hormonal imbalance, cataract, glaucoma, sinus, even chronic cough and cold, obesity, diabetes. So, with regards to acidity, all joint pains and uric acid, gout, and all of that, the top over there is stop milk and all milk products. Second is stop having foods that have got processed sugar added to it. Okay, like Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi, and too much of mithai. These are the top two acidifiers. Then the third you could say is too much of meats. So if you can have a vegetarian diet, that's the most amazing thing. And even better than that is have a vegan diet. Some people do not understand what is a healthy vegan diet, so I've given some webinar on that as well. You need to have organic, healthy food, not packaged and processed vegan food. And then I would say too much of fried food also creates acidity in the body, so avoid that as well. um, yes, and then you will find in the acupressure section, there are specific additional points for treating acidity. Okay, they will be on your hands and somewhere in your body to press those points.
So,
Yeah, so
I think we have Shanti Insan who asks any books. Of course, the first would be Daryl's book, Become Healthy or Extinct. I am going
yes,
through the book. I'm almost 50% done. And I mean, it's an amazing, amazing and very, very descriptive book. It's just not just written, that will not help you. That book by itself will give you a lot of, you will find answers, how you can treat yourself, what are the things you're doing wrong, and how you can correct it. It talks about so many things that you might not even know about. So, and we will be talking about a lot of those things right now in the show itself. And someone was asking about health in your hands as well. And who was the author you said, Daryl, for health in your hands?
yes. So Dr. Devendra Vora.
Devendra
So
Vora, yes.
yeah, Devendra Vora. So he passed away unfortunately about, I think, 4 years back. And my teacher, also the person who saved my life, he passed away two years back. Um,
Right.
so the book is this one. You get it in any bookstore in India. Uh,
Yes, I think it's
Health in Your
available
Hand.
on Amazon as well. So I
Yes,
think you can just get it from anywhere. I have one question, Daryl. When you speak about milk, especially in India, and that too
yes,
special, the part where you said that even an organic fed cow, which is
yes,
fed on organic grass and kept nicely with a lot of love, even that milk has a lot of negative qualities. In India
yes,
we have grown up on reading Ramayana and Mahabharata and the Krishna eating makhan and
yes,
having milk. It becomes very tough for the Indian populace. I mean, I'm not talking about Western countries, they don't have any such mythological heroes, but we do have, and we have grown up on all these things. It becomes very difficult when our god is eating makhan and drinking milk. And when we are asked, not to have a organic milk also, so what is the reason, and how do you want to kind of answer that question?
Yes, so there's a lot of detail, and that's why just I would like people to note down these page numbers of my book, page 120 to 125. Okay, so over 6 pages, a lot of detail is given. But if I go on talking, I normally do a session on milk that goes for 3 hours, but I have to now say it in 3 minutes. So I'll try my best. Okay, so the first principle is that there is no mammal on this planet that drinks milk after 2.5, maximum 3 years. Okay. Now, why? Why not? Is it that they're smart? They know they don't. Go and see that. Dogs, cats, even the cow, even the cow's calf will not, it will stop drinking mother's milk after 2.5 years. Now, is it that the calf is smart or what else? The fact is that the mother itself, the mother cow, stops lactating. So God has made it like this that after 2.5 years after the delivery of a child, a baby, all mammals on the planet, they do not produce milk. So there is no logical question of milk being available that somebody can have it. So that's the first fact. Now, what happens is somebody says that, yes, I know my mother. My mother said she was lactating for 6 years in a row. And I would say, yes, even my mother was probably lactating more because my elder sister was 2 years elder to me. So when she was lactating 2 years for her, then I came, then her lactation continued. And my younger sister was 1 year younger to me. So she would lactate 2 years for her also. Okay, so this is what they do in the cow industry. They get the mother cow impregnated. You should watch all these movies. They get the mother cow impregnated every year, and that keeps the milk cycle running. And they take away the calf from the mother, and the some of them are grown for meat, some of them are killed because the milk cannot be given to them. So this whole milk production cycle in the modern world is artificial. Now that's the first thing. Second thing is that the technical details are given in my book. The level of estrogen in cow's milk is 30 times higher than the level of estrogen in the human body. Why is it 30 times higher? Because that baby calf, it has to grow from a few kilos to the size of a cow within what period of time? 18 months, 24 months. So that a level of estrogen gives you accelerated physical growth. But that is not the design of the human body. Human body is supposed to grow that full size within 18 to 20 years. Okay. So now big mistake what we do is we take high estrogen and put it inside the human body. Now that is why all of us are getting hormonal imbalance and all of that. You see, even all of this, fibroids, cysts on the ovaries, the need for bulky uterus, and then you have to go into tumors also, ovarian cancer. All of that is because of too much of estrogen that is there in the body. Now, I'll just tell you this because I'm treating people on a daily basis. When I started treating women in 2005, 2006, women were coming first earlier, at the age of about 40. First, it would be cysts on the ovaries. Then, after 40, 42, and 44, it would be fibroids in the uterus. This was in 2005. Okay. But now it has been since 5 years, I would say since 2016. I'm getting college girls, okay, or younger than that also, for 16, 17 years, who are coming with cysts. And then after 2, 3 years, they're coming with fibroids in the age of 19, 20. Now, what has happened from 2005 to 2015, 16? Okay. Simple equation. The number of milk outlets, cheese outlets, softy, smoothie,
Yes.
creamy, this, that, everything has become 100 times more.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, agree.
So, and it is so shocking. So, because girls who are, like 15, 16 years when they would come with their symptoms, and then I would say that since when were you getting irregular periods and since when were you getting pain? And they said right from the first time, we have never had a period in our lives where we didn't have pain. So So all of this is going on, and there are more details in that chapter, 150 to 105, which will explain also that the protein casein is in cow's milk, but the one in the protein in breast milk is lactalbumin. And when you divide their molecular weight, the ratio is 18 times. That means casein is 18 times heavier in molecular weight than lactalbumin. So it becomes a very heavy molecule, and the stomach has to lower its pH, that is, make more acid to break down this cow's milk. And that's how digesting cow's milk becomes an acidic process as well. Okay. Now, so all of these details are given in this. And finally, what is most important is that all of us scientists and all, we can prove all of these things, right? But for the common man, this is all I tell people. You bring any person who's drinking 2 glasses of milk a day, as per the Indian tradition, which the mothers gave in the morning and one before bedtime and all. And say if they are about 35, 40 years, and they will have joint pains and all of that. You just stop both of these milk product, the glasses of milk and everything. Within 5 days, all their joint pains will go. Within 5 days. I've had thousands
It's
of
so
cases.
fast. It's so fast.
Yeah, so if you're doing 2 glasses of milk, within 5 days your joint pains will go. If you're doing 1 glass of milk, then it may take about 1 week to 10 days to see all these things. Your cough, cold, and all will also come down. Your amount of gas from your intestine, the amount of acidity you're experiencing, everything will come down. Okay, so this is the bottom line. Uh, because the results speak, then you can say, okay, all the discussion and all is fine. It's the scientists and whatever you want to discuss. But when the bottom line is it's showing results, these results within 1 week's time, then we have to accept the truth, right? So
Yes.
the book is that part of the research, and for the scholars who want to know how, why, explain it, prove it. Yeah, that's all good for the people who want to read. But the people who want the results, stop this, and you will see results in 1 week.
Absolutely. We have again Shanti asking whether, if with the handbook, would it be possible, because all the allopathy has failed, just the handbook would help? Of course, I think the book to definitely will help. And he also has a workshop now online. He
Yes.
used to conduct it physically, because we have someone else also. We have Ranjana Shah asking any possible workshops happening in Bangalore. So he has an online workshop that is already there, and you can just do it on Facebook for any problem that you're facing. Daryl, would you like to share
Yes.
it with?
Yes. So I just tell people, the ones who want to do more research and have more time, and you can read 288 pages over 1 2 months. You definitely can download the book from my website. It's free, and I'm also actually out of printed copies because I'm working on the next edition. Next edition of the book, I'm also bringing in more of yoga. So pranayams, mudra, yoga asanas. I'm bringing in more of herbal healing and essential oils, also healing with essential oils, and a little more of integrative natural medicine. And that may release somewhere at the end of the month of May. But right now, also this book, people have read all across the world, and have been able to get, follow it properly, and they get their benefits very soon. So for those people who have time and are more of research oriented, you can download the book free, read it. And I've told people openly that I'm not going to print till the next edition. And I say, you, if you want, you go and get a spiral bound of it. No problem. I have not put any ban on that. So because many people don't want to read it online, right, to save their eyes.
Right, right.
So I said, fine, just spiral bind it. That's okay. You don't have to pay me for it.
The
But
name
the
of the
other bit,
book is Become Healthy or
become healthy.
Extinct, Anjana Desai
Yes.
ji. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened is when this lockdown happened, okay, I was having 2 workshops per month scheduled. So it turned out that in March. So I did the one in March in Delhi, and then I did the one in Bangalore. And actually, the lockdown was already imposed, but I had already booked, and people, there were 28 people who were there in Bangalore waiting for me. So I went and did the workshop there. And after the acupressure session, we, everybody went and washed, asked them to wash their hands with soap and all of that. So I remember lockdown, and all these social distancing were already there. And then I had a workshop in Mumbai, and another place I had to cancel that, and that's when I made the online workshop. So the beauty with the online workshop was, I realized later, because when doing it, initially I was doing 2 days. Then many people were saying, no, we don't get Saturday, Sunday off. Why don't we make it one day, condensed, long workshop? So then I was doing, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the evening. But invariably it would go to 7 p.m. and audience would still be sitting with me till 8 o'clock over there in various wellness centers across the country. So it turned out to be a 9 hour workshop. But when I did it online, I put in more information because you get more time, right? And it became a 16-hour workshop. And then with all the Q&A, after, there are 14 classes in it. And after each class, people have asked questions, I have replied. So I tell the new people who come into that batch, I say, watch the class and read the Q&A also between the previous, attendees and my answers. So now it actually takes 20 hours to do the whole thing. And yeah, there's a cost for it. It's 4,000 rupees, but it's a very intensive, 20 hours, and people get about, I give people about a week's time, so they can spend like 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day and learn it, because there I practically teach everything, all the detoxes, how to do the acupressure, various points on the hands, various pressing techniques. There are just three pressing techniques, and I demonstrated it. So acupressure is very good for diagnosing. I mean, right now, like pressing this point, you can tell, how is your liver function. This is my right hand. So the right lobe of the liver function, I can figure out just by pressing it like this, deeply with the index finger or the thumb in a pointed way. Okay,
Right.
acupressure is certain specific things. Okay, it is not that clapping your hands in laughter therapy and all. That's not acupressure. That is warming up and making blood flow better. It'll do some good things for you, but it's not acupressure. Okay, so this
So, can
the
they get information about the workshop on the website
yes.
darryldesouza.com or on Become Healthy or Extinct?
Yeah. So the simple thing is just go to darryldesouza.com first. It's just one page, one long page. Over there, seven of my websites are mentioned in one section. So you'll see Become Healthy or Extinct there. Just click on it, and when it opens to that website, you will see the health workshop section there. So there you can click that, and it explains that, and many earlier testimonies, some pictures of previous workshops that I had across India from 2012. They are there. You may recognize some people from your different cities, and yeah. So then it's done in a closed Facebook group. So once the fee is paid, then my assistant or me, we will put the person in that Facebook group, and it explains over there in the description and a pinned up post. How do you do these 14 classes step by step? Some of them are videos, some of them are documents, some of them I'm giving a presentation. So it has been, and a few people who have done the workshop, 9 hour workshop earlier and then did this online. They said, "My God, the online one is much more detailed because there's so much more time given." And the
Right.
Q&A with the people bring out even more information, specific cases, specific illnesses, answers are given there.
So, what are the what is the, I mean, there must be a basic philosophy of alternative natural healing medicine. What are the different, I mean, say acupressure. Is acupressure a part of that philosophy of alternative healing medicine? What does it say in the basic thing?
Yes, so this has been a movement, that started in India in 2007 under the aegis of NADA, that is New Age Doctors Association.
Right.
And then it became part of the World United movement in 2012. Um, so that's the first time I spoke at the first World Parliament on spirituality, and I've spoken at all three, parliaments on spirituality. They're done by the World United. So in 2012, it became a CMSE movement, Continued Medico Spiritual Education Movement, and that's when I was the secretary of that Doctors and Healers Association wing for 5 years. So helping people and doing these conferences. So I did four of those conferences that time, and I was traveling to different cities, promoting integrative medicine. So in integrative medicine, what we were doing is trying to integrate some good aspects of allopathy, like diagnostics. Okay, not the allopathic pills that you take and you do not get cured, not that. For the curing, we were using things like acupressure, naturopathy, yoga, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, all the natural healing systems. So the movement was about bringing in, merging allopathy, the diagnostic aspect of allopathy, plus a little bit of emergency medicine. Like, you get a fracture, or somebody is at such a serious state that they have to have a blood transfusion. So for those aspects, which we call emergency medicine, so that aspect of allopathy. And for the mind body spirit medicine, it was that, for mind we would use, so a person would come with a certain set of ailments, and we decided that the diagnosis should be, before you treat a person, you have to diagnose their mind body and spirit. You have to see what physical problems they have. You have to see their mental state. And if you have an energy healer or a psychic or a clairvoyant, they can also do a scan of their chakras or the energy body and all of that, their koshas, and come up with the deeper understanding of the energy imbalance. And then they could give Reiki or pranic healing or crystal healing to do the healing part, energy body healing. So it was mind, body, spirit healing. So typically, we were trying to bring in certain diagnostic aspects of allopathy. Now, in acupressure, it is also one of the most amazing diagnostic systems. Right from this part of your hands, wrists of both your hands, you can diagnose every organ of the human body, your skull, your ears, everything, your toes, yeah, head to toe. So it's a diagnostic system and it's a healing system as
And
well.
can they learn this from your book? Do you have it
Yes.
in such detail in the book?
Yes, it's there in the detail in the book, but then many people are not able to understand how the hand should press and how it should look like. So in the video, in the online
In the
workshop, they get the full
workshop.
experience. Yeah.
Right, right.
There have
Got
been
it.
some smart people who have read the book, and I've explained enough for them to understand, and they're very stubborn. They will try it and they'll do it, and then they're very meticulous people. Those people can do from the book. Some
Right.
people are not meticulous. They say, I want to see it, I want to feel it, and somebody should be in front of me. And so for those people, the online
The
workshop is.
workshop is a better one. And they can ask you questions also over there in the comments
Yes.
section.
So the
So,
workshop,
yeah.
yeah, the workshop, people ask me, people from across the world are doing it. Even today, one lady was asking me, when can I start? I said, you can do it anytime. Okay, it's
Yes,
there.
that's the
And
beauty of the whole thing. Yes.
I said, and you put your question. I will get, a notification in Facebook that
Yes.
question was asked by you. I'll reply to it maybe in 6 hours, 12 hours, or the next day. Don't worry. So that's how it's going on.
Yeah,
Um,
just want to talk to the audience once. So we have actually loads and loads of questions coming in. So guys, we will not be able to move ahead with the show. I'll be asking a lot of questions on your behalf, and then if we have time, I will go ahead and ask a few questions to Daryl. Otherwise, I mean, he's always contactable on all the other social media platforms. Be a part of his workshop, as he already told you that you can do the workshop, you can ask as many questions as you want through the workshop as well. But we will just move ahead with the show right now, not asking your questions.
Okay, I'll just mention one thing to everybody here, especially because everybody is concerned with COVID, okay, and how they got sick and what they should do now. So when you go to my website, Darryl D'Souza, it's a blog also. So there are only three pages there. One is the main page, then one is latest news. So go to latest news and all the blogs that I have put, okay, you scroll down that page. On the third page, you'll find one post called Become Healthy or Extinct. There's a post. In that, I have explained what has caused people's immunity to fall down so low that they are getting these COVID symptoms. Okay, then how should they improve their immunity? All those techniques are given. And then, what should be a routine from morning to evening for the person to have high energy, high immunity, and to make their lungs very strong? Okay, so it gives you a certain practice in the morning, that there is a certain kind of routine, a push-ups, pranayam, and then acupressure points. Okay, and anybody who does that within 5 days, all your cough, cold, and all that will just disappear. You will see your getting more oxygenated, your blood, your pulse rate will come down. So I've given a day routine, which people have been following, and they've maintained high immunity, and they've not got, these COVID symptoms. So yeah, just go to that section and you'll find it. Anshu, your mic is on mute. I can see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you were telling us, actually, you were sharing about how this alternative healing medicine modality, everything about the healing part, the pranic healing and Reiki and acupressure, all of that was kind of inculcated into that, and even acupressure for that matter. Because as you
Yes.
said, in the first part of your, I mean, till the risk itself, you are able to find out, diagnose, which part of your
Yes.
body has an issue.
Yes, yes. So I recommend everybody to learn it. It's an easy system. Even a blind man can learn acupressure. He just needs to know how to press the part, and whenever he finds a point that is paining, that is the point to be treated. Now, for how long? 1 minute, 2 minutes, points on the hands. You don't need to do 1 2 minutes on your body meridians. All that science is explained in the video. Okay, so learn that, and you can diagnose yourself or anybody else within half an hour, the entire body. Anybody says, I think my heart maybe. You see, people get stressed just by thinking they have got some problem. Maybe my heart is weak. Maybe my lung is this. Maybe my kidney is this. I'm getting pain over here. I don't know whether it's appendix or it is kidney. That was the first patient I ever treated. Okay, in my house, the first patient was a lady who was, the top servant who used to come and clean the house, and she had a pain on her right side over here, and they told her it is kidney stones and you will have to get operated. And she said, I don't have enough money, and I'm scared of these operations and all, so we don't know what it is. I said, show me your hand. Now, because this yeah, it was on the right hand. So I said, show me your hand, because the kidney point is over here, okay, somewhere here, and the appendix point is over here. So there's a lot of difference. So I pressed both of those points, and it showed that her appendix point was paining very badly. So I said, your appendix is infected. It needs to get healed. Then she said, but they said there was one small stone in my kidney from this scan and all. I said, so many people have stones in their kidneys. They don't know about it also. Okay. So I gave her the points. She pressed the points. Within 2 days, her pain came down. I gave her the kidney cleanse, and whatever small stone, whatever that went out. Basically, her pain went away in 3 days, and she never needed to have an operation. Okay, so
Wow.
you can literally save somebody's kidney from being operated. You can save somebody's gallbladder from being taken out. All of that just in 5 minutes. So acupressure, I think everybody. It's a Indian. It's a home science. I think it should be a home science. Everybody in the world should learn this,
Learn
and
acupressure. I
yeah, yeah,
totally agree, Daryl. I'm a
and
part
the
of a
basic
few
of it.
groups. Yeah,
Hmm.
and the I think this kidney stone problem and this removing of gallbladder. I think every day there is someone asking these questions. That they should go in
Yeah,
with removing the gallbladder or not, or should they just get operated for the kidney stones? And most of the people are telling them, yes, please go ahead. There is no other option. So I think,
yeah.
if any of those people are watching this show right now, please, learn about this acupressure thing. First of all, read the book, Become Healthy or Extinct. You can take up the workshop and, learn acupressure and start
Yeah,
doing
so I
it.
just want to mention one more thing, because the person who talked about joint pains and acidity I was talking of. Once you take out your gallbladder, you are going to be a chronic patient of acidity, because gallbladder holds bile, which is alkaline. And when your food passes the duodenum, it's the time for gallbladder to squeeze and put a lot of bile into the food and mix it and make the acidic food alkaline. Okay, but when you take out the gallbladder, there's no reservoir of bile, and then the acidic food does not become alkalized. So then over the 6 months, 1 2 years, you will become a chronic person for acidity, and then the number of illnesses will keep on increasing in your body. So just remember, gallbladder should never be taken out. If it's infected or it's septic and all, you can cure it with acupressure. Do the liver cleanse in my book and all of that, and save your gallbladder. All of these things should never be taken out. Appendix, tonsils, gallbladder. You can find them, treat them with acupressure and a healthy diet and healing herbs. Okay, yeah. Anshu, I cannot hear you once again.
Sorry, I'm actually turning it off because I have a lot of disturbance over here. Okay, so
Okay.
we have a lot of people right now who want to know about the secret of your black hair and who want
Reverse
to
it.
know about reverse aging and biohacking. And there are so many people who have joined us just to know that actually.
Yes.
We have
So
Sikshak and we have Anjana. So many people actually who want to know about this. Yeah.
okay. So now, yeah, before I get and I talk about reverse aging, so starting part of reverse aging is in this chapter in my book, The Natural Health Therapy. The first step is stop eating the bad toxic foods and stop doing the bad habits. Okay, so the list of toxic food bad habits are given there because they are what damages your body, puts in toxicity, and it makes your aging process faster. So acidic foods. Then one of the biggest damages are processed foods. Anything that has got the word preservative, okay, or stabilizer. Stabilizer is a king chemical because it cuts the cross reactions between the other chemicals in your food. Okay, so it's a master chemical. So anything that's got the word preservative and stabilizer, please do not touch those kind of foods. Okay, because they are when in a airtight tetra pack or a tin or a closed bottle, they are stable. But when you open them and you put them inside your body, they are cross reacting with with your throat, and it causes inflammation in the gullet, in the throat, in the intestines, in your stomach, in your small intestines, colon, and everything. And they are free radicals. They become free radicals. They rob the electrons from all of these places. And that's the reason why people are having these antioxidant teas and walking bare feet and all of that. Okay, we create the problem, then we start forcefully implementing these solutions. So toxic food is one of the biggest components of aging. Then too much of stress, then not enough of exercise, mobility in a day. And I don't advise gym and all of that. I just advise normal bending, stretching, do some gardening in the morning, and take a walk, or play a sport in the evening for half an hour. That's all the kind of exercise the human body needs. Um, so now the thing is that how did this happen? How did we get all these processed foods? So for that, I would request everybody watch that movie, Making New Earth. Over there, it explains the last 200 years how capitalists, they started making different formats of things. Like, for example, tomatoes were growing in our gardens or at our neighbors at the close by farm, and we could get tomatoes, we could get onions, and so many things. But over a period of time, people who wanted to make money for themselves, they started selling us canned tomatoes. And they never talked about that tomatoes are seasonal things and you should eat it only in season. Okay, so we started buying tomatoes from them in those packaged food containers with the chemicals and the preservatives and the stabilizers and getting sick. So in the bargain, so many food products were made like this, packaged. Okay, and what happened is we participated in a wealth transfer. Instead of buying it from our local people and keeping money circulating here, we started paying these huge companies that many of them was, all overseas companies, and this money went to the other people. And before that, we had our natural medicine systems, our local herbs, our traditional Veds, local yoga people, and who were taking care of our health. Okay, but after allopathic medicine came in, yeah, you see, then health also became packaged. We stopped taking our local people and we started buying those guys. So that's how we have unscrupulously, we have unfortunately made big pharma ourselves by over the last 100 years rejecting our local things and buying from all these big companies. And that's how the big FMCG mafia is there. So that's how we have landed in a place where we have surrounded ourselves with all these artificial foods and we are getting sick and we're eating these toxic things. So the first thing is that stop eating these toxic foods. Second is also, do the cleanses. So a large part of my reverse aging, my healing happened first because I stopped eating all the bad foods and stopped doing, the bad activities. That means after eating food, sleeping, or after eating food, taking either a hot bath or even a cold bath. Okay. You understand from the book why that should not be done. The science is given in detail, because during the digestion process, the body will bring most of the blood to your stomach. Okay, and it's trying to do a digestion process there. But you will go and have a hot bath. That means you will make the entire body hot. Now, who's going to cool that hot body? It's your blood by sweat. So you're forcing your blood to go on your extremities when it should be in your stomach. Again, having a cold bath, you make the skin cold. So who's going to make your skin cool? Again, the blood flow is going to go on your peripherals, and there's going to be less blood in your stomach. So these are the bad habits, and they are with proper science and simple explanation. Anybody will understand. Okay, so that's the stop doing the bad habits. Then from all the junk that you put in your body, then of course, then is have the good foods, have the alkaline foods. Do the good habits, and then the third is the herbal cleanses. That is cleaning all the junk that has gone into your kidney from your entire lifetime of bad habits. Cleaning out your intestines, your colon, your liver, all these cleanses are there. And a lot of my reverse aging that people can see my pictures on my website, Become Healthier Extinct. There's a section on reverse aging, so you can see from there, when I was 34 years, 35 years, I used to look like I was 40-year-old. Then when I started implementing these things, my age, biological age, went from 40 to 45, but I'm looking younger and younger. And you will see exactly like I'm looking today. Now I've crossed 51. I'm running for 52, and in September I'll be 52, and my picture looks exactly like when I was 25, 28. You can take a screenshot right now and compare it also with those pictures. So uh, so how does this happen? Okay, a lot of it happens because I cleaned out all the junk from my internal organs, and they purified the blood, and good blood made good cells, and good cells made good skin, and good skin made that black hair and all of that. So this is how it happens. I remember in Goa, this is about in 2014-15. Somebody there was a this IT company, and they said there are about 200 women and about or 150 women and 150 men. But they said we want to do a health workshop for beauty for women. So you're so good in health and you look so nice and all, and your skin is so good. So why don't you do the workshop? So now I said, oh my goodness, I'm not going to tell them, put this cream, put that cream, and all of that. So I designed the workshop, and then I started telling them, I said, beauty comes from inside out. It's an automatic process. If you have put junk and toxins in, then junk and toxins are going to come out. You're going to get pimples, you're going to get all these things across. And bad liver function is going to give you spots over here. Bad kidney function is going to give you bags over here, and all of that. So it was a 2 hour workshop, and the ladies were so shocked, but they understood that these two things are hand in hand. That means good health, give you good digestion, will take away your illnesses, and will give you automatic beauty. So that's a part also of reverse aging. So there's a chapter in my book, Reverse Aging. It gives all these 14, 15 principles. Okay, that's very easy to follow. Part of being young is also important. It's given over there. You must have a purpose of your own in life, that brings the sparkle and energy into you. That's a very important aspect of life force, because I know even I was in corporate, and at the peak of my corporate, when they offered me CEO and all that, I said, "Oh my God, I do not want to dedicate my life to some company. I think I got better things to do in life." So I left the entire thing. Okay, so yeah, so that is on my spiritual website also. There is a article. Read that, please. Are you here to sing your own song or dance to someone else's tune?
Beautiful.
And so most of the people, at least, so some people it matches, they want to do something, they want to be in robotics, and they're doing it and they love it, so that's fine. But all those people who are like, I'm doing the job for the money, but my mind and my heart is not there, I want to do something else in life. Okay, so I would suggest to them, have some guts, do some more research, and see how you can go for what you love in life, because that then you're running on your own fuel. Okay, when you're running on your own
Absolutely.
fuel, there's enthusiasm, there's creativity, there's all your childhood dreams and your ideas, everything, you become young. So that's a very important aspect of youthful life force comes from your own ideas and you going after your own dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, I would totally second that, Daryl. And I'm a life coach. I'm a limitless mindset coach, and I actually tell people exactly the same thing, that sing to your own song rather than dancing to someone else's tune, because that will bring back the life force in you. Don't lose it to doing things that other people are passionate about, making them wealthy, and you keep getting poorer and poorer in your life, not as per just the money part, but you lose abundance of ideas, creativity, enthusiasm. You lose out on everything when you don't live your life the way you should live it. So totally agree to that. We have Ranjana asking several times, she talks about eye power reversal. So
Yeah.
is that possible?
Yes, so on my website, I had this, Power Vision kit. I'll just share what it is about. Now, first comes the reason, okay? Always the reason. Why do we get this eye number and all of that? So it's because we do not use a certain eye muscles which should be used every day. Okay. Now, which are those eye muscles? The more you read the phone, read the newspaper, watch the laptop, or watch the TV, every time you're doing that, your focal length is at one place only. It's only certain, that means left to right, only that's working. Okay. So the people who are in the cities, they're getting more of these eye problems. Now, if you were not living in the city and you were not doing all of this, you were a villager, for example. Okay, that time all the work would be looking here and there, and at that time all the eye muscles work at the same time and they get fully exercised. There's a calculation that we do that, for example, suppose I'm looking right now, 1 second. What is the duration of 1 second? 1001, 1002, 1003. Now let me say like 1001. That means I looked at the edge of my laptop, I looked at one light there, and I looked at the edge of my dining table there. So in 1 second, this is like that, autofocus camera. You get that sound, krr, 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 the lens is adjusting. So
Yes.
certain groups of muscles here in the eyes, right? That's what we see in the book, right? The textbooks. That the eye is looking, then there are all these strands of muscles holding the eye. So some of them are working, and it's one focal length, and a second deeper, and a third. So there are three exercises done with the eye in 1 second, and this is normal. We keep on looking here and there all the time. Okay, so if it's three exercises in 1 second, how many exercises in a minute? Three six are 24, 240. How many in an hour? 240 into 60, 1440. And from the morning, we get up at 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. It's, 115 into 15, 256. So literally, people don't realize this. Eyes are doing 250,000 exercises in a day. Okay. And that's by changing the focal length and looking everywhere. So all round exercise. Now, what we do in the modern world, 8 hours we are sitting in front of the computer. No depth of vision is happening. It's just stuck at that focal length, and at that focal length it's just doing left right. So only half of the group of the eyes are working. Okay, muscle. So this is when the muscles don't do their pulling, they become lazy and they become weak and they cannot bend the lenses. So that is why we're getting number. Okay, so try to see, especially for parents and all, try to see that your children are going to schools where it's more of experiential learning, you see, in nature, and more of experiments, more of interaction, more of mimicking and all that, and less of reading. So now once this problem is there, there are, for example, these plastic glasses that we call power vision kit, or they're called this pinhole glasses. Okay, what they do is, I'll just give me a second, I'll get one that's here.
Sure.
You can see these glasses.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so they are see through, but on top of it there's like a film, and the holes on the film are very thin. Okay, but on the underside they are thicker holes, as you can
Right.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it creates
Visible.
like a cone. That means from the inside it is big, and then towards the outside it is small. And then even if you hold a hand like this with a small opening like a pencil size, and then
Right.
this side is like a 50 paisa, and if you look through it,
Yes.
there you can see
Yes.
that you just look at it like this, and you look somewhere, you will see what's in the center is looking magnified, and what's at the outside is looking smaller. Okay, if you look like that. So it what it does is it goes through this depth, and it's exercising the eyes to focus over there. So these glasses, what they do, even though we are looking at a book, or this, for example, the screen, see like this, I can see everything. Okay, and but it does the eye exercises, and I can see the print, finer. So this is what happens.
Can you show it again, Daryl?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This, okay, these glasses. So actually I can see through them completely. Now this company is not manufacturing them anymore, but you may get them on Amazon and all of that. And as you read through this, you can see the words much more clearly. Okay, this will work only for people who have got some number. Now I used this myself about 5 years back when I had about 1.75 and 2 number. So the recommendation was to use it, for 20 minutes twice or thrice a day, and I started using that. And
Mhm.
then within 1 month, I could see normally without glasses, and there was no difference between this and that. So it corrected my vision. And then I just kept it aside. And after 15 days, I said, okay, things are getting a little blurred again. How come? I forgot that for 15 days again, I'm looking at all this computer and, laptop and all of that. So this is one thing. And then besides this, there are eye exercises also that you can do several up and down, left, right. The more kind of, rolling your eyes, and this you should do like, first thing in the morning, throw a little cold water on your eyes and do all of these eye exercises. That will also help you, exercise your muscles and lower down your number. There was a video, I think 3 months back, that I got. It's of an Indian this yoga teacher, I think from South India, and he's just explaining all these exercises also to do. Just he said for 10 minutes in the morning, if you do it, your number will reverse within 15 days. So that is also good news. Yeah.
They are for same for everyone, right? The pinhole
Yeah.
glasses, but
Okay.
you should
Yeah.
be having a number. You should
Yes.
not have
So
just a
having
6 on 6 vision. Yeah.
Yeah, so it works for both, okay, for nearsightedness and farsightedness. So the person, and when I used to sell these kits, I used to, courier them across the country also.
So
Um,
you don't sell them anymore?
no, I don't have any stock anymore of these. When people used to come to me, even to the organic market, the Earth Keepers market, to buy this, I used to tell them to, try it out. And within 2 seconds, they could say, "Oh my God, this is working." So then I said, "Then it will work for you." Now, some people, they actually could not see far, and they were putting here, and they said, "There's no difference." So I said, "What's your problem?" They said, "No, I can read close by, but I can't see far." Then I said, "Okay, then you try it, look far and see this." Then when they look far, they would say, "Yeah, we can see clearly now." So it works for both, okay, for nearsightedness and farsightedness also. Basically, yeah, those
Amazing.
muscles which are weak, it will, train those muscles and strengthen them. And then those muscles will bend the lens by themselves, and you don't need spectacles.
That also brings me to my next question with you, Daryl. You also speak about sun yoga. I
Yes.
personally have done a lot of sun gazing and
Okay.
sun gazing and sunbathing both actually, and that is how my journey also into this health domain started. And I myself reversed my vitamin D deficiency and calcium deficiency by doing this. But I know for sure that even vision gets completely corrected if you do it for sustained period of time. So would you like to share the sun yoga principle with them?
Yeah, so I would like to say one thing is that I don't say that Sun Yoga is going to correct somebody's eye number and all that, but it will give some benefit to the eyes. Now, Sun Yoga, there's a chapter in my book, and it is every day, in the morning once the sun has come up. Like nowadays, it can be done at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Uh, and the safe recommendations, because I studied, all the great people in the world before practicing it myself. So Prahlad Jani was one of the people I researched. Then Hira Ratan Manek, then Dr. Vinny
Yes.
Pinto, then Sun Yogi Uma Shankar was finally my teacher, who I attended his programs. And although he says from the first day itself you can look at half an hour at the sun, and we did it for both the days. It was in a workshop in Dadar in Mumbai. Uh, and I was scared that my because I used to get migraines at that time, and he said you do this half an hour and you'll not get any migraine. So I did it for both the days, and I was shocked I didn't get any headache. But then researching others also. So what I've put is the safest practice that I think is possible, and I say for the first day you look at 1 minute, the second day you increase by 1 minute, and then for the same time you lie down, and especially when you get to 10 minutes of looking directly at the sun, then you lie down and with your eyes closed, shavasana, so that whatever energy comes in, your body and your cells gets time to absorb it. Okay, and so that's when it becomes nutrition also. It starts opening up the energy centers of the body, and the triple warmer mechanism, which are meridians that run along the back spine. Okay, because we have to understand the spinal cord is one of the biggest conductors of energy, prana, and heat also within the human body. Okay, so what happens in migraine is that this energy distribution is not working properly. That means incoming heat is there into everybody's body. The skin picks it up. Your eyes also pick up heat. Then heat is coming from your food also, acidic food. Then your mental temperament of anger and short temperedness. Heat is coming from there also. So all of this heat that comes into the human body, this triple warmer mechanism is supposed to balance that heat out and spread it all across the body and should go away from the skin. Now, if that meridian system is blocked, then heat gets trapped and it's not distributing. It rises up over here to the head, and that's why by like 4:35, 5:30, people start getting the migraine. Okay, so for migraines, I had first switched to alkaline. First, actually, it was when I was 12, 13 years. I used to get 2 day migraines. Then I took homeopathy for about 3 years, and it became 1 day migraine. Then my 1 day migraine, I changed to alkaline diet. Then I did acupressure points also. So it would go away. But it would get triggered. When it came, I had to do acupressure and all that. Okay. Then finally I learned Sun Yoga. And after 1 month of Sun Yoga, I was a person who could not go out of the house with the dark original Ray-Ban goggles. I could not go out between 11 to 4. I would get a migraine that day. So after in 2009, I did this, and after 1 month, I could feel that I'm not getting the heat and all of that. So what it did is the sunlight that goes through the eyes, it goes to the entire chakra system, energy system, central nervous system, opens the blockages so that it can distribute heat. Then, so from 2009, after that 1 month, I have never worn goggles till date. Okay, I've never had a migraine or headache because of sunlight and all that. So completely open this. So these are the one of the benefits of Sun Yoga. It'll open up the energy channels. It'll open up your spinal cord heat flow system, and it also is prana for the body. So some people who do it, and I did the full thing. I went 45 minutes. I'm not telling people they should do this. Okay, you do it to a level as explained in my book. Do it to a level that you feel comfortable. Okay, but I did till 45 minutes for 9 months, a year, from 2009, 10, 11, 3 years I did it. And I had gone to the, it was feeding my body so much that I was only eating one third the amount of physical food that time. And I would need only 4 hours of sleep. I would go to bed at 2 o'clock at night, and I would get up at 6 in the morning and be fresh. Then I understood the principle that so much of the food is prana. It's not physical food. It is because people who don't do this, you eat so much physical food, your digestive system gets so tired that it has to repair itself, and that's why you need so much sleep. You see. So then I understood also you eat junk food and you eat rubbish food, so much of more taxation on the digestive system, and so much of more tiredness, and so much of more sleeping. So yeah, but I do recommend to anybody. And then people are asking me, I got cataract, I got glaucoma, I got some eye pain, and some This is there on my retinal scar. I said, before doing sun yoga, you go to my section on treatments for illnesses. There's a chapter. There, the treatment is from head to feet. First, you'll find migraine, hair loss. Then there'll be thing for eyes. So follow the treatments for eye problems. Okay, there are points to be pressed over here, over here. Then the same points you can press on your feet. Then there are certain points to be tapped over here. Then there are points to be done here, 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 acupressure. So I said, do all of those things. And the main thing is stop milk and milk products because they also cause cataract and glaucoma. Okay. And so do all these things, improve your eyesight and all that. Your eye problems, get rid of them, itchy eyes, whatnot. Okay. Follow the right food and bring down any glaucoma and all of that. Then you can do sun yoga. After 1 month of healing your eyes, then you can slowly do one minute. And you, if it's comfortable for you, you stop at 5 minutes or you stop at 10 minutes. Some people say, no, even after 10 minutes, I feel so nice. I just keep like looking at the sun. I love looking at the sun. Then they can go for 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes. And at the same time, if you are smart, you will have the least amount of clothing because then you'll get the maximum amount of vitamin D, right? So do that. So I followed a practice where we were doing it on the beach here in Goa. So first, half an hour we were, because after you see the sun, you got to lie down. You got to close your eyes, retain the prana, and lie down. So first half an hour, this is from the chapter in my book, Five Elements Therapy. How to get the five elements, earth, water, fire, air, space, in their pure form into your human body. So you go to the beach or next to a lake where the humidity is high. Then we have standing bare feet. Then the first 20 minutes or 15 minutes, we are facing the back is to the sun, and we're getting sun on the back to allow the vitamin D absorption. But at that time, we are doing Tai Chi, okay, and or we are doing chakra meditation with the eyes closed, okay. Then after that 20 minutes, then we turn and we look get the front sun bath and sun yoga.
Right.
Okay. And yeah, before this also we do a little bit of exercise and breathing, pranayam. So to bring the air element, oxygenate the body. So like that, earth, water, fire, air, space. Spend half an hour, 40 minutes in the morning, charging your body with all of that. That'll uh, give a lot of energy. And once you start doing that, you'll require less of physical food also. You see, the yogis who lived like 300 years, 500 years, and 600 years, they were mostly living on these five elements.
Yes, so true. You
Yeah,
are not dependent on the worldly material things anymore. You draw
yeah, because
everything from the nature. Yes.
yeah. So I just want people to understand is once you start putting physical things in your body and all, it uses up the system. When you bring in
Yes.
prana only and living on prana, it doesn't use up the cells of the body so much. That's how they live longer. And how we, stuffing ourselves with food, we will always live lesser.
Yeah. I have someone, not sure what his name, R383L. Any age restrictions or kids as young as 7 years can also follow the routines mentioned in your book?
All of the routines on acupressure and all that, yeah, kids, for 2 3 years also. I mean, nobody's so small who will follow any routine. Yeah, but from 5 6 also you can follow all these routines, acupressure, diet, nutrition, exercise, and all of that. Um, yeah, sun yoga, no need for children to do at such a young age. Maybe you can start later at 14 15, and always leave it to the comfort of the person. Yeah, they are enjoying the experience and they feel lively, then till that much time it's okay.
So then I have a question, Daryl. If I'm a mother who says no to milk to my child, but my child wants to drink milk, they are running
Okay.
after milk and milk products. They want to have
Okay.
milk, cheese, curd, everything. They want to have all milk products. How do you
Okay.
tackle that?
Now the first thing answer I want to say is no, actually they do not want the milk. They want the taste that you've put in the milk. Now let me
No,
explain.
they just buy the milk, the packet milk from outside, and they just have it without mixing anything, not even sugar,
Okay.
nothing. The only the
So
milk form.
yeah, so what you will see is that now the first question about this, mothers also who are lactating and all that, they say no, milk should have calcium, so we should drink cow's milk. Then the simple question is, does the mother cow, does she drink anybody's milk? Answer is no. So from where she's getting all the calcium? From the leaves and the grass and all of that. Okay. So all of these leafy greens and all, and of course we know that seeds and nuts also, all of them have calcium. So the plants are the source for calcium. Okay. Now what happens is children till the age of 2.5, 3, 4, and also they will be still liking to have this normal milk itself without any sugar, but later on they only see, you have to understand this. We have seen this over the last 25, 30 years. Same thing happened with me in my childhood. Okay, so what is that? The parents are saying the children are making nakras to drink the milk. Okay, that means the milk, glass of milk is kept, then the child either wants cold or hot. Now why did this Horlicks, Complan, Bonvita, everything come in? Okay, because the children were not having, most of the children were not having their plain milk. They wanted something added to it to make it sweet and tasty. So now there's not a single ice cream in the market, okay, that is a plain milk ice cream. What are the ice creams? Strawberry, chiku, fig, date, anjeer, cranberry. So they are all fruits. When you see my TEDx talk that has done 2.6 million views, you will understand from the experiment. Actually, I'm not just talking. I'm telling people about an experiment, and every human being can do it. When you do that experiment on yourself, you will understand the natural hierarchy of foods, and you will come to understand that fruits are the first basic food for human beings. Once you get teeth, once you develop teeth and you're of lactation, because when the child is born, there's no teeth, so you cannot have anything physical. So obviously, it's the mother's breast milk. But the moment the time that child starts getting teething, right? Then the lactation, mother also, the amount of milk that coming, and it slows down and it stops. And once the child gets teeth, the whole digestive system changes. This is also explained in that milk section. Uh, Renin and lactase, the human body stops making by the age of 3 and 4, because those are the digestive enzymes required to break down milk. So after that, the human body doesn't want it. And then the doctor's saying, lactose intolerance as a disease. No, it is not a disease. It is a normal state of the human body. You're not supposed to put milk in it after the age of 4. And no other species on the planet also does it, not even the cow. Okay. Now it's of course, a fundamental violation of intelligence when you take the milk of another species and you're giving it to us. I have told this in my workshops to parents. Drinking a cow's milk will give your child the properties of a cow, meaning the child will become slow, heavy. I mean, those are nice attributes for a cow, to be very slow, to be heavy, to be very easy, and to be very simple. Okay. And you take off milk and milk products from a child's diet, and they will start getting smarter. They will start getting faster, and the IQ will go up within 6 months to 1 year. Okay. We have to understand, these are facts, these are biological facts of reality. Drinking a cow's milk will give you cow property. How can it give you human being property? Drinking human being's milk will give you human being property. Okay, so these are very such fundamental violations we have made, and this is all done by this industry who wants to make money of these cows. Now it's all together, the meat and the cow industry. Watch this, I'm saying again, watch our video Making New Earth. It will teach you how the capitalists has structured the entire money paradigm across the planet to an extent that they have forcibly made India a third world country and a poor country, because India is the biggest beef producer in the world. You see, answer this question. When
Yes.
the cow is holy to our land, how does it happen that we become the biggest beef exporter in the world? So there are two mechanics. One is we are close by to the equator, so this is a sun country, and all months of the year plants are growing here. They are
Yes.
not growing in Canada and all that, and certain other places. You get sunlight for 2 months. Okay, so those guys want to eat meat over there, so they make us a poor country. So we are not self-sufficient, and we have to keep on earning money by growing the grass, growing the leaves, making the cows, cutting them, packaging them, and sending them to those different countries. Okay. So this is a very, very big thing that has happened over the last 200 years. Oh,
Yes,
so
we are also, I think, subsidizing the meat production by being the milk consuming country also. Highest milk consuming, milk and milk product
yeah.
consuming country.
So I have seen this and I've said in my workshops, India is the leader in cataract, glaucoma surgeries, and knee replacement surgeries. Okay, and
Yes,
this has
yes,
come all from us putting milk and milk products, mithai and lassi, chas, rabdi, and so many things as part of our standard diet. So yeah, it's not that, yeah, our ancestors have also made mistakes with our food, and they have having this in the diets has kind of disturbed their constitution. From their genes, they have made us, and some of those traits have come into us. To an extent, I say that hereditary illnesses are lesser from your physical genes. It's coming from your cuisine that you got from your grandmother to your father to you, because they gave you fried foods and you're having fried food products and you're getting heart weakness. Okay, don't just blame your father's or mother's heart for it.
yes.
That is a part of it. They all brought the too much of wheat products. That is also the coming in the cuisine. So much of our
Hmm.
drinking is actually coming from our transition, from our traditions.
True,
So,
true.
and the whole bottom line is, the beauty of it is that whatever is written in my book, be a scientist if you're really interested in the truth, right? Do this thing. Once you read the book completely, then you just stop milk and milk products. You will see the result within 15 days. Okay. Then, if you have a doubt on, no, I think wheat is good or bad, you stop wheat for 1 month. Then you will see the improvement in your health with regards to wheat. Okay, so
Right.
stop one thing at a time and replace it with something good, and you will come to know this truth. And then there's no need to waste time with discussing and debating with people. ये book में वो लिखा है, वो book में ये लिखा है. You get
I
the
know.
truth here. Yeah.
So nowadays, I come across a lot of people who are having complex illnesses in their body, not one or two, but maybe many of them. Liver has a issue, maybe kidney has a issue, constipation, so many, and they are eating like 12 to 14 tablets in a day, and they
Right.
have just, it's like a support system they have created around themselves, and they are just sustaining on. Now, where do they begin their journey of healing? Do they first do the acupressure thing and find out as to what are the different areas which are having problem? How do they begin
Okay,
healing
so
themselves?
begin with it, because of what we're doing right now. You see, I work in mind, body, spirit medicine, and I work with all many of the experts in India. Okay, so whether it's affecting from the mind, from the emotions, from the sedentary life, or from diet and all of that. After all this research of the last 15 years, I'm very clear that in our modern setting, people who are living in the cities, 70% of all their chronic illnesses come from food. 70%. Okay. The
70%.
rest is environment, the rest is your mind state, emotions, belief systems, and all of that. And it varies from person to person. Okay. If you've got high blood pressure, okay, and you're a person who's got a very oppressive boss in the house, right? And if you come to your home also and the children are also fighting there, your wife is also shouting at you and all of that, then your BP could be 80% of it could be related to your environment and relationships. Okay, and 20% of it could be because you're eating too much salt in your diet, because your kidney function is low. Okay, so but in certain other cases where boss is okay, wife is also fine, and the person has got high BP, then in their case that 70% of that could be coming from the food and 30% could be coming from the environment. Okay, so certain specific cases, extreme cases are like this, but in general, 70% is coming from food. So the first step I would tell anybody across the world, who wants to understand the system that I've done, I say go to page 149 of my book and start following the healthy diet. Okay, this healthy diet will help you reverse all types of illnesses. Okay, start following that. I don't do fad dieting. I do a balanced diet. With fad dieting, today itself, I replied to one query on our Integrative Natural Medicine group in Telegram. So somebody had recommended a fruit diet and all of that, because I've tried all of these things. So I said a complete 100% fruit diet, a complete 100% vegetable raw diet, 100% juice diet, and all of that. I said those are temporary therapies for getting a certain effect: weight loss, detoxification, blood purification, prana energy balance, all of that. Okay, but they're for short to medium duration, 1 month or 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, and all. They are not the
Right.
lifetime, because
Right.
I've seen the people who have eaten lifetime raw, and after 3 years, how they became sick. Okay, then they
Yes.
had to start eating a little bit of cooked again. So in the New Earth Summit, we still have to release one of my most amazing, webinars on food. It's called the Food Masterclass. In there, I explain what unfortunately no nutritionist on the planet has explained till date, and I don't know why. So I felt the need to explain it in detail with the science. So my TEDx talks is that, in the natural environment, like all other species are doing, we know the fact, right? All other species on this planet are eating raw food. They can do that because they are living in the raw, real environment. Okay, there's a natural balance between the five elements in a natural environment, your body, and then these raw foods, which are also natural. The moment human being took themselves out from the natural environment and put themselves in the city, they stopped wearing bare feet, they started wearing slippers. So earth elements started getting cut off. Then the sun elements started getting cut because you're no longer in the sun every day. Water elements started getting low in its capacity and micro clustering with the right kind of ionic charge, which is
You
coming from
mean the
group.
structuring which happens
Yeah,
in water?
yeah, the structure of water, and also
Yes.
the probiotic bacteria that should come
Right.
into your body every day, because every day as you pass out stool, certain traces of bacteria go out,
Right.
right? So that probiotic live water, which goes into the soil, which gives soil all its bacteria, which come into plants, which come into food. Now all of us in the city are cooking and cleaning our all our vegetables. Okay, even the carrot and the radish, we are all scraping it. In the cracks of the carrot and the radish are the actual healthy bacteria, but we'll scrape everything, so no bacteria will come into all this. Then we will drink the tap water, which is chlorinated, and not a single probiotic living organism is there in it. So that's not actually water. Okay. So in a city environment, we have cut down all these five elements, and a big imbalance happens. So the net result is that earth element goes very low. And to maintain more earth element in the body, we need to start cooking, having certain amount of cooked food when we are in the cities. So I have said that I follow Ayurveda also. So in that chapter of mine, and in the this video also webinar, I have explained that uh, how to balance your kapha, pitta, and vayu also. Everybody's earth element goes very low in the city, so that's why this amount of cooked food happens. And basically, your balance between raw and cooked will, if you do too much raw, you lose excess weight. Your skin will get dry. Your hair will start falling off. You will get insomnia at night, and you'll pass more gas, and you'll get rumbling noises in your intestine. If you're doing too much raw, then what your life situation requires.
Right.
Okay. So then, when you start bringing little more cooked food, you'll start putting on little weight. Your too much of gas will go down. Your skin will dryness will go. Your hair fall will reduce. So it's a balance over there. All this is explained in my book. And the time that we can go 100% raw again is, that's why I have left the city in Mumbai. I've come to Goa and trying to make this eco village, because I want to show people that how you live a natural life and how it can be more beautiful, more artistic, and bottom line, you'll get everything that you want. This is the kind of natural village that we're developing. Okay, where we are saying it's designed to such a degree that it will give you a much more beautiful life. Then you can live with a full AC apartment with 24 hours, 100 channels, and everything at your you can order food, whatever pleasure you think it's there. You'll get sick in the city environment. Better than that, health and better pleasures in life we can give you in a natural environment. So the thing is that only time we can really go 100% raw is when we leave this artificial environment. Okay. Once you go back to nature, then you can eat natural food like all other species. Then, of course, we will be having more fruits, little bit of nuts, little bit of leaves, some roots, and all, whichever is tasty to the palate. Okay. So right now we are all living with distorted palates, and not Yeah, so it's a mistake. In an altered environment, you are trying to have 100% natural food. People have been into the raw diet and all that since 20, 30 years, okay, in
Yes.
the US and all that. And those people who are on it, who went on raw diet, many of them, I say only the very good kapha body type, they are the only people who can go on 100% raw diet. And pitta body type will require, vayu body type cannot do more than 50% raw. A pitta body type cannot do more than this what I would say 75% raw. So this is all explained in my book. And it's only once we get, if you want to be 100% raw again, you got to leave the city environment, artificial environment, go back to nature. And it will take you 3 to 6 months. Slowly change your diet, and then you can become 100% raw again in nature. And that's so I think this is a lesson for humanity. You see, we came from nature, we came into ideas and made all of these things. Now somehow we can go back to nature, we can have beautiful homes and all. There are eco villages across the world that they look like heaven. Anybody go online and open the website damanhur.org, damanhur.org. They are a 40-year-old community. Their currency, local currency, is at par with the euro. They got an award from United Nations. You see all their structures and the beauty and all. You'll say, "Oh my God, this looks like heaven." It beats a multi-story building and all the comforts we have in the city, right?
Did you say DAMAN.HUR?
No, no, one word: DAMANHUR.org.
Okay.
So that's one of the communities. The architecture is beautiful. The natural way of living is beautiful, and we also in our projects we are trying to also do the best that we can do for Indian mindset. Um, and Yeah, I just want to say that life can be more beautiful, more healthy, with more arts and culture, more free time, more recreation, more time with nature. That's what I left Mumbai in 2010 to have a much more natural life here. Now I'm growing about 25 fruits and vegetables around my house. Every day food comes from my garden to my table, to the kitchen. um, there are options of natural water here, and so we have our own water, we have our own food. uh, I can choose to do, what local business that I can, green business. Okay. Um, so all the good things in life we can do. And so that's another reason to watch Making You Earth Summit, because all of these problems of the world, the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals, are the problems that have been created by all these capitalists for the last 200 years. So watch that video to understand how we have designed a decentralized system that starts, and you can implement it at any village, city and state, um, and have life that's more natural, with your own water security, food security, health security, natural medicines, and own local economy, because everything is up for change. Okay, building the new natural kind of homes, building new natural kind of products, a new education system. The new education system is about all these green sciences only: how to make natural homes, how to make natural products, what is integrative natural medicine, start growing herbs, flowers, essential oils, and all of that. So yeah, so please watch that video. And because the solution is only in the people's hands, it's not in the government's hand. The government has already failed to do anything great for us. They're not able to stop the pandemic only. Simple things like the three-step flu diet, okay, by Dr. Bisuru Roy Chaudhary and the wise and nice experts across India. See,
Yes.
over 1 lakh people treated, uh, people with COVID symptoms cured within 5 days to 1 week, without a single death. No single death. This is the highest performing COVID
Totally agree.
cure in the
Totally.
world. So, answer this question: through emergency use, how have vaccines come into India when it is clear that they can only come when there is no other equal to or better cure? What is the performance of the vaccines? How many people, millions of people have died and got vaccine injuries, right? So
His
this
YouTube
protocol,
channel was discarded from the YouTube itself.
yes, yes.
He was outcasted.
Yeah, so people are realizing this now that the Ayush protocol for COVID, the homeopathy protocol for COVID, there's naturopathy. See, I also had 7 days of this COVID symptoms, what I call. My mother also had it for 15 days. I followed the same protocol that I said, go to my website and read that blog, right? Just relaxing in the home, having, some supplement, vitamin C, this coconut water, the green smoothies just once or twice a day, depending on our hunger, right? So we just relaxed and we got cured normally. Okay, so there are natural treatments for this, and this is what's going on in the world right now. India has already proven, and this was audited by the BRC system. It was audited by the National Institute of Naturopathy, based in Pune, and they gave the report to Ayush department, and Ayush has just taken it and they have sat on it. But this should have been the cure to share across India and across the world. So, so integrative natural medicine is very important. It is the future. It will take care of all our problems, and it will, we have to keep on increasing our immunity if we are going to get affected by, these things. So there are a lot of, I'm also with, I'm on the steering committee of Awaken India movement, and we've done a lot of research over the last 2 years on it, and we have clearly seen that all these COVID symptoms are coming from a lot of toxicity, external toxicity. For example, the 5G, then there is the HARP machines, which are the weather, changing the weather patterns across the country. Then there is so much of chemtrails, GMO food, and it's there in our document on our website, the truth of this pandemic. Please go through that, and you will understand the various real reasons why people are getting, this COVID symptoms. Because scientifically, even I follow that, they have not yet proved till today that, scientifically, that the virus is isolated, and then after that, even if you isolate any virus, there has been no virus trials, meaning that it has never been injected into somebody, and it has never been proven that the person is getting the symptoms from this. That's the first thing. And even if you get the symptoms and you die, it's not a pandemic till you transmit it to others. So this part also, experiment has never been done, that it is proved scientifically that it got transmitted from this batch of people to another batch of people, right? So people overall are still in that, trying to figure out, what is the cause. Whether the cause is some virus or the cause is some external environment, the treatment is the same. You follow a healthy diet, you improve your immunity, use the integrative natural medicine, and that is the solution for everybody. Anshu, you're muted again.
One last question I'll take from one of the audiences. What is the best way forward for kids and adults with skin diseases, and also about a little about deep sleep, if you can throw some light? I mean, in the cities, people have a lot of issues with having deep sleep. So,
Okay.
and skin diseases, another big issue.
Okay. So the three causes of skin diseases, when it is food related, is mainly related with the liver. When you have too much of these packaged and processed foods, and your liver starts getting clogged, okay, because the entire liver, it gets all the blood from the body. Then in the liver, that blood is processed. So there are different sections of the liver that manage different food groups. And if some of them get blocked, then you get the skin, allergies. Okay, because certain food is not broken down into the components it should be broken down, and it's flowing in the blood. Now it is something unnatural that has not been broken down, and that will come out through your sweat on the skin, and that will give a skin allergy. Okay, so weak liver, which can be treated with acupressure, some herbs like milk thistle. It's not a milk product, it's a herb. Okay, milk thistle drops, or you take some, herbal remedy for improving your liver. Then you do the acupressure, you do the liver cleanse, and you cure your liver. So that's one reason, skin allergies. Second could also be blockages or toxicity or weakness in your kidneys. So do the kidney cleanse. In my book, that's on page 204. A liver cleanse is on page 2011. So once you clean the kidneys, your blood will become purer and the toxins will get knocked out. So then they will not be in your blood and they will not come on your skin through the sweat. Okay. Now, third type of toxins, they're minute, but they are in the gaseous form, and they will come out. They will get stuck. The because the low processing of the lungs. Okay, so just do a little bit of pranayam, push-ups, and all of that acupressure for your lungs, and improve your lung capacity also. So, yeah, then finally, the last is skin allergies come from imbalanced gut microflora. What that means is that our gut is normally supposed to compose of 80% good bacteria and 20% bad bacteria. Now they're not really bad, but they are a little stronger. Okay, you can imagine that after every digestion, so digestion process, the good bacteria will break down things and make them, convert into into amino acids and all of that. After a process is done, there's always some debris. Now that debris has to be cleaned by the house cleaners. Okay, it's like you have a class in a school or you have a party in a house. After that process of whatever digestion, exchanging of information, having your fun is done, there'll be some rubbish around the place. Then the house cleaner will come and they are much more strong and sturdy. They'll bend, they'll sweep, they'll clean your place and all, and they'll leave. Okay. Then they'll come in after your next process, your next party, or let's say the next digestion cycle. Okay, so they're not bad. They're more in the form of yeast and fungi and all of that. And so that balance is 80-20. As you start getting illnesses and you take more and more antibiotics, or you have more of these processed food products that have got stabilizers and preservatives, chemical based ones, then what happens is these toxic things, they start killing your good bacteria. So 80% good bacteria becomes 70, becomes 60, becomes 50, and all the sites from where they died and they fell off in the intestine and the microvilli, that is taken up by bad bacteria. So when you have 80% good and 20 bad, and this goes down to 70, then this will go up to 40, this will go to 60, like that. It's like that. So when you have a large amount of bad bacteria in your body, they will mainly feed on this all sugary things. Okay. So then any organism that eats something, they will excrete certain things also. And these bad, microorganisms, their excretion is a little more toxic, and the human body can't throw it out easily. Not even the kidneys can take them out easily, not even your lungs. So they remain circulating in the bloodstream and they come out through the sweat and they come on the skin. Now, all type of eczema and psoriasis, this is the root cause. There is a imbalanced, higher strain of bad bacteria in your gut. So the normal thing is, this is what I also didn't know when I was taking antibiotics for so many years for my amoebiasis. I didn't know that the healthy bacteria were getting lower and lower and lower. Because then what I shared is that it's there in my book that I suffered from candidiasis. That means the Candida albicans, which is a normal yeast in the human body, it starts becoming bigger and bigger in colony and becomes a fungus. So I started having systemic candidiasis, and they were eating my food and they were excreting toxins, and that was creating the allergies on my skin. Okay, so all of this candida growth in the intestines, or eczema, or psoriasis on the skin, and many skin allergies, they come from high amount of bad bacteria. So the first thing anybody taking, antibiotics should be, nowadays doctors are a little more savvy and they've researched more. So after giving you a course of antibiotics, they give you 1 month recommendation of probiotics. That means put in the good bacteria that were killed by my 5-day dose of antibiotics. So some doctors do that. Okay, that's a good practice. So we should have this. Keep on having probiotics. In my book, there is a recipe in the probiotics chapter how to make cultured vegetables, and how to make what we call kanji and all of that. So those are the good things for our gut. For those people who have got serious skin allergies, on my website Become Healthier Extinct, there's a tab over there, candidiasis, because I knew 10 years back that modern people are going to eat more and more processed foods. They want quick fixes, so they're going to eat more and more antibiotics. And I knew in the next coming 1 2 decades, all of the good bacteria is going to be killed to a large extent, and many people are going to suffer from candida. And the symptoms are skin allergies. Okay, sensitivity to hearing, sensitivity to sleeping, not getting sleep at night. Okay, all of these. So when you go to that section, candidiasis, there's a test over there. So I request people to do the test. From that, you will know whether you actually have those symptoms. And then the remedy is also given there, how to kill these bad bacteria in a normal way. With your food, you got to eat small pieces of dry garlic, dry clove, a dry, this raw radish or raw onion. All those remedies are there. So there's a phase where you are killing the good bacteria, then you're bringing in the healthy bacteria, and repopulating your gut. So that is what needs to be done. Yeah.
Amazing, beautiful explanation. I think it was very, very detailed and I think very helpful
Thank
because
you.
a lot of population is suffering from loads of different kinds of skin diseases. And I think, it's a never ending road. So I think this really helps. And just lastly, about having a deep slumber,
Yes,
what
yes,
are the
about the
quick
sleep.
things
Okay,
people
so
can do? Yeah, in
yeah,
cities, especially.
yeah. So the first thing is when you are not getting sleep, you have to understand why you in the body is going up. Okay, so why you in the body is going up? If you eat too much salty food or sour food, okay, or vinegar based food, then the value in the body will go up. Second thing is that too much of stress, yeah, too much of thoughts, too much of pressure and all will also increase the value in the body. So all of this, there's a in this treatment for illnesses, there is a section on insomnia. So just follow that, and it talks about referring to the chapter on sleep. Okay, so that's also important. So, what I recommend is we should be. See, I'm very deep into spirituality and meditation and all of that. Okay. Still, I do not recommend any meditative practices. Get up at 4 a.m. in the morning and 5 a.m. I've seen people who have been doing that for 20, 30 years. They have not reached enlightenment or anything. I know people are living very normal lives, getting at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they're more enlightened than these meditators. Okay, so follow the natural cycle. I mean, every other species on the planet is doing it, right? Half an hour before you can see the sun, they get up, and the crickets and the birds and all are starting. We should get up like that naturally to the sound of crickets and birds chirping. Now, why we will not get up? Because we have not slept, early in time, right? So you will never get, you'll never be able to sleep early if you decide tonight. I'm this. Uh, this I Yeah, the cycle is opposite, in fact, that you will never be able to get up early in the morning, you know unless you sleep earlier at night. So the cycle is like that. So you have earlier dinner at 7 8 p.m., decide to go to sleep at 10 o'clock, maximum 10:30. Then your body needs 7 8 hours. You should not get up with an alarm. If you are getting up with an alarm, you are making yourself sick. You're cutting your sleep cycle. Okay, so the ideal time is to get up in the morning at 6:30 automatically. That means you should have slept at 8 10 o'clock. Then there are other things in that sleep section which very important for modern people. In your bedroom, near your bed, do not keep things that activate your mind. Mobile, laptop, reading material. See, reading a novel and a story is different. It calms the energy. But you're going to read the latest gold stock ka kya ho raha hai, or stock markets, what is happening. It activates the mind. Okay. So it should be that when you get in close to your bedroom area, it must be all calming energies. Then you will calm down. And for those people who want quick, remedy, half an hour before sleeping at night, the most powerful is lavender. Have lavender tea. Otherwise, chamomile tea, light chamomile tea. Okay. And the other thing for children is that, and some people also, do activities within the daytime. Do things to tire yourself a little so that you feel sleepy and tired, by 10 p.m. Okay. There are people who, I know many people who have left their jobs. I mean, maybe who are retired also. They're hardly doing any activity in the day. Okay. They're just watching TV, talking with people, in meeting and some discussions. And so there's no physical activity, so they don't get tired. So the body is not going to be fatigued at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It's going to feel like awake only. So that's an important thing about feeling sleepy. Do some activity during the daytime. All those people who are taking, naps in the afternoon, unless it's a senior citizen, beyond 65, 70 and all, they actually need the afternoon nap. Otherwise, they can't, they feel tired till 10 o'clock. Otherwise, for children and all that, and other younger people, below 45 and all, I say don't take a sleep in the afternoon. Do activity and all of that. Engage yourself with something, and then your body will feel tired enough at night at 10:30 to get a good sleep. Anshu, you're muted again.
Yeah, I'm just keeping actually on mute. So, yeah, amazing session. I think, we have actually gone 2 hours and still
Yeah.
feels like, I have so much to ask. But then, I think, 2 hours is a very, very long time. But we still have, a lot of people with us till now because so much of value that you are delivering. So,
And so I think that yes, this is going to be on your YouTube channel, right? So
yes,
yeah,
it's
if
it's
people
for
would put
them to
their
watch anytime, again
yeah.
and
No, I'm
again.
saying the questions. I would encourage the people to just go on to the page tomorrow morning and put your questions there in the comment. I will definitely visit and I will give the reply. If a link is required to some place, I'll give you that as well.
Yes, and they have been asking about the links as well. So his website, darryldesouza.com, I'll just post it over here. If you just go simply on this website, it will
You'll get
have
it.
links to everything else. Yes. So
Right.
this will be like your one-stop place where you can find all the other links, all the relevant links that he's talking about.
Yes, so the New Earth Summit is also there. This Making New Earth video is also there. Okay, please watch the video, give your comments, put your questions there. We are in the process of improving the education through that video. And the solutions are very simple. People can start implementing the solutions the very next day. So we can have a better, healthier life and a better society and move towards this solution, self-sufficiency.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Daryl. So before now, I mean, I was supposed to actually conduct a small next round also, but I mean, we are already
Overshot
overshooting
time.
on the time. I was about to ask you, how many deep sleep hours do you get at night actually?
Yeah, my target is like every night is to sleep at 11 o'clock and it's just crossed 11. So I try to do that. Sometimes when there's some urgent work, it goes to 12. But generally, I try to sleep at, 11 o'clock and I get up at 7. So I get full 8 hours sleep.
Okay.
Um,
So do you recommend that then we constantly, like in case we are late at night in sleeping, do we actually do the 8 hours and get up, or we always continue with the same timing of waking up and then maybe catch up on the missing sleep by afternoon or something? No.
no. That's not a good idea. I would just like, advise people that try to see that you get up at 6:30 automatically without an alarm. And for that, you keep on, reversing your sleep time. So try to do 10:30 or something or 11 latest. And at least try to have the ideal time for dinner actually as per biological science of the human body is 6 o'clock dinner. Okay,
Yes.
that means when your fire is highest, that is at 12 p.m. in the afternoon, that's when you have your biggest meal. And then the fire in the sun goes down and so your fire also goes down, and by 6 o'clock is the time you should have your dinner. I mean, sages and yogis used to have that. They never used to eat after 6 p.m.
Right.
And but we can do 7 p.m. also, right?
At least within 7. Till the
Yeah,
time, I mean, before sunset at least.
yeah, yeah. So 7 is fine because the digestion process and all, no, 2 3 hours should happen before you hit the bed. Okay. So even if you have dinner at 7, then you can sleep by 10 o'clock.
Amazing. One last thing, very, very interesting one. If you were a world leader who could take any decision for a day and bring about any dynamic change, what change would you bring about in that day of decision?
Um, yeah, I think the most important thing I would do is to pass some laws to for people to eat 100% natural food. None of this processed foods with chemicals and stabilizers and all that. That is the biggest destruction to the human body. And on the topic of insomnia, also not getting sleep at night, people who have irritable bowel syndrome or digestive disorders, okay, they are going to have sleep problems, because when there is inflammation, see, the solar plexus is this part in the center, but the nerves are going over the entire small intestines. Okay,
Yes.
So in the if your small intestine is going to have indigestion and inflammation, there are discordant electrical signals being sent all the time, and that is going to your brain. So your brain is actually getting a stimulating, irritating kind of energy. Okay, so that's why we should have more and more natural food so that our intestines do not get inflamed and they are cooled down. The the unnecessary extra fire element should not be there. It should be cooled down, and these harmonic and nice signals should go to the brain, which give you more peace and calm. Uh, yeah. So for people with IBS, they will always have sleep problems.
Right. So beware all the food, I mean, processed food manufacturers.
Yeah, see, I'm not against anybody's business. Why don't these guys just start making healthy foods? Okay.
Yeah, I
Make-
know.
Yeah, make more fresh fruits from farm to the table and all that. Make that food supply chain. And, wherever you are set up, feed your local community over there. You
Yes,
do not need to make products to ship across the world and all of that. What is this?
absolutely.
And put in
Absolutely.
preservatives that the things should last for 2 3 years. Those are all chemicals that are making us sick, so they can
Yes.
continue with their food businesses. It's not, it seems that the people, the affected people, the affected parties, have to tell them what is their corrective action, so they can keep on doing food. But they should, we have to tell them to do good food for us.
Yeah. And try to serve local rather than going
Yes.
international, as per the food at least.
Yeah,
The
so
food
this point
industry
is
should not be
also,
international. Yeah.
this point is also very, very strongly presented in that Making New Earth video, because most of the entire damage and destruction, the amount of machines, the amount of petrol, the amounts of trucks, boats, ships, planes, trains, all of that. Okay, the biggest amount is transportation of daily food. This entire planet, as they're making holes, they're taking out the minerals to make the iron, to make all these machines, transport machines, feed all these transport machines by making crude oil, holes in the earth, taking out crude oil, just for this one thing of supplying food from one place to another. Whereas the solution that we propose is that every state can be self-sufficient in food. Okay, such a small state like Goa can be self-sufficient in food. So much of less transportation of food. Okay, that's then the second thing is when you are self-sufficient in your state or your village and all that, you do not need to travel so much of work, for work to earn a living. You see, so the biggest destroying thing of the planet, consumption of non-renewable resources of this planet, is coming from daily food transportation. The next is travel due to just for the sake of making money, that is employment. Okay, and so that will come out in the video, and that's why these are very, very strong reasons for us to make self-sufficient communities. Because when you try to ship food to another place, the consumer does not know the producer, so there is automatically a trust deficit, and that is why all this organic certification and this and that and whatnot goes on. And organic may certain amount of toxic chemicals and all are allowed. That is all rubbish science. But for here on the organic market that we were running, my friends who are actually organic growing for themselves,
Right.
whatever extra produce they would come and sell it here. And then our people, everybody knows each other, so there's no trust deficit, because they have sometimes our clients have come to my farm, they've gone to their farm, they go and buy from, so everybody knows everybody. So when your food supply chain is local, you are guaranteed, and you know that this is all organic produce, because you are
Yes.
walking up and down the fields and looking at all their bags and what they're putting and what they're not putting. You know the local people who are working on their farms also, they're from
Yes.
your village or whatever. So this whole thing of transportation of food, certification of food, and all of that becomes unnecessary if you do a local system. So there are many
Right.
benefits to a local system, and the whole what I have explained, we have explained in that video, is that the current model of what is the development right now, this planet doesn't have the resources for even another 25 years. You all would have heard that coal was getting over. Now the petrol is there. Now the metals also getting over. Okay. But this altered model that we made an actual, living model, we have increased the life expectancy of this planet from 25 years to 2,500 years. Okay, this is the entire Dwapara Yuga. So it's an amazing system to understand, and only we are the people who have to do it, because the business people who have set up these other systems, they are not going to stop doing their things. So we have to show
Yes.
them the proper way. And
Yes.
then people ask, after Dwapara Yuga, what is going to happen then? So I said, don't worry, the new sciences will come out that time. That's why these time periods come and the teachers come again and again. They will show you the new sciences that time. Don't worry. So, so this is we have to take an interest, because the problem is ours. Health problems
Yes.
are ours. Environmental
Yes.
problems are also upon us, and so we have to work with the right like-minded people who have the correct
Yes.
natural sciences. We have to participate in it, and we only have to make the new earth.
Absolutely, because tomorrow it's our children who are going to be affected. What
Yes,
kind of earth do we want to leave behind for our children?
right.
So it can't be the government. It definitely can't be the government. The responsibility is equally ours.
Yes, yes, because
So,
they've been doing all of their work in such a long time, and this is the result. So we already, the report card is already there. We don't want any more of that performance. Now we need to
yes,
do things, in a proper way.
wonderful. Thank you so much, Geril. No
Yes,
words I have.
welcome.
And any last thing that you just want to leave the audience with before, we say a bye-bye to them?
Um, yes, at this very critical time on this planet where this entire COVID thing and all is going on, um, please, understand that there's a lot of material out there which is, scaring us with, all the incorrect information. What you need to do now is work on your own health, on your own immunity, and you really need to see what is the reality around your place. Okay. And all of this education, you bring it to your local communities on health, this awareness of different aspects of the COVID fraud. Please go to our website, awakenindiamovement.com. You'll get a lot of resources and documents, and we have put cases in the court also that are now finally they're getting some good results from them, because Indian Penal Code has been violated with certain notifications and all. So the lawyers are doing a wonderful job and slowly getting our rights back. Mass mandates and all in Mumbai have been reversed, and now certain things are going to happen for Maharashtra too. So spread all this information, and we have to come out of COVID with our own help and our own work and diligence. We have to take care of our own health, and please, support natural medicine people, whether it's an Ayurvedic doctor or a homeopath, naturopath, and all of that. Learn things from them. Take their support, because natural medicine systems only will save people.
Totally agree. Totally. Absolutely. The more natural we go, the better we are going to lead our lives and will lead a better place for our children also. That's for sure.
Yes, right.
Thank you so much, Darren.
Yes,
You have so many blessings pouring in. I was not able to read out every comment, but tried to, be as fair to everyone. But of course, people, you will be watching the video later on also. Whatever questions you have, comments you have, feel free to, visit the YouTube channel and keep putting your questions and comments over there. And Daryl would be, and his team would be more than glad to answer
yes.
whatever they can.
I'll answer them myself. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you
All the
too.
blessings to you. Thank you for doing such a
Yeah.
wonderful work.
Yeah. Thank you too, and thanks to all your viewers who have taken the trouble to sit up. I'm sure they're happy from what they got, and looking forward to your questions also. Okay. Bye everyone. God bless.
Bye bye. Bye, Daryl. Hey people, so as Daryl said that the video is there. It was a plus 2 hours duration. If you want to repeat that and watch some information in repetition and go with the, whatever he said, go check it out again. If you want to forward it to anyone who requires to see it, please forward it, share it with all the people that you love and care about. And yes, feel free to put in any questions that you want, and Daryl himself would answer all those questions. What a sweet person he is, and what a phenomenal person. I'm so glad and thankful to him. So, God bless you, and take care. Have a good night's sleep. I'll meet you again next week with another amazing guest. Till then, take care. Be limitless. Bye bye.